The incredible rise of Lewis Skelly. Arsenal's Hale End Academy has become famous for producing young talents, and none have shone brighter in recent years than Lewis Skelly. At just 18 years old, Lewis Skelly has burst onto the scene with a blend of confidence, composure, and raw physicality. The London-born defender has rapidly progressed from a schoolboy at Arsenal to making first-team appearances for the Gunners, while also representing England at every youth level. In this documentary-style narration, we trace his inspiring journey from the academy to the international stage. Early years at Hale End. Lewis Skelly's story begins in London, where he joined Arsenal's academy at a tender age. From age 8 or 9, he trained at Hale End, balancing school at Aldenham in Hertfordshire with daily life in one of England's top youth systems. Even as a child, coaches noticed his natural strength, ball skills, and ability to digest coaching advice quickly. Alongside teammates like Ethan Nwaneri, another young talent in Arsenal's ranks, Lewis Skelly made rapid progress through the age groups. By his mid-teens, he was already standing out at youth level and earning praise for his maturity on the pitch. At the 2022-23 FA Youth Cup, Lewis Skelly burst into the spotlight. He starred in Arsenal's run to the final, anchoring a defensive midfield role with maturity beyond his years. In the quarter-final against Cambridge, veteran coach Jack Wilshere praised the youngster's instincts, saying he was capable of things you can't coach. In the semi-final versus Manchester City, Lewis Skelly even scored a dramatic last-minute winner in extra time to send Arsenal through to the final. These performances showcased not only his tenacity and knack for big moments, but also his growing football intelligence as he learned to read the game like a seasoned midfielder. The youth final run, although ending in a defeat to West Ham, cemented Lewis Skelly's reputation as one of the brightest prospects in Arsenal's famed Hale End, signing professional and Arsenal first team. In October 2023, after years at the academy, Lewis Skelly signed his first professional contract with Arsenal. He had already been training with the senior squad, and within the next year, he made his surprising first-team debut. In September 2024, he came on as a substitute in a thrilling 2-2 draw at Manchester City, making his Premier League debut at just 17. Remarkably, even before stepping onto the pitch that night, he had picked up a yellow card. Unfazed by the high-pressure debut, Lewis Skelly arrived on the big stage ready to impress. 3 days later, he earned his first start for the Gunners in a commanding 5-1 EFL Cup win over Bolton. Arsenal's manager showed faith in the homegrown player, and Lewis Skelly repaid it by helping keep the game secure at left back. By December 2024, he was handed a start in the UEFA Champions League, becoming the youngest player to start for Arsenal in that competition in over a decade. In that 3-0 win over Monaco, he demonstrated a calm passing range and even carved out chances with incisive balls, a glimpse of his big game composure, overcoming challenges and first victories. The path to stardom is never without bumps. In January 2025, Lewis Skelly received a straight red card against Wolverhampton for a tackle on Matt Doherty. Initially, it looked like a setback, but on appeal, the referee's decision was overturned, clearing his name. This incident became a learning moment rather than a hindrance. Shortly after, Lewis Skelly continued to make headlines by scoring his first senior goal. In a dominant 5-1 victory over Manchester City in February 2025, the teenager thundered in Arsenal's fourth goal with a powerful left-foot strike, sending the Emirates crowd into a frenzy. He also experienced tougher moments, like being sent off in a match against West Ham for denying a goal-scoring opportunity on the halfway line, a decision later upheld by VAR. Yet each challenge only seemed to fuel his growth. By the end of the 2024-25 season, Lewis Skelly's stock had skyrocketed. He became one of the nominees for the PFA Young Player of the Year award and earned a new long-term contract with Arsenal in June 2025. His confidence and courage under pressure had firmly marked him out as a future first-team regular. England Youth International career. Parallel to his club rise, Lewis Skelly has represented England at every youth level. Starting with the U16s, he quickly progressed to England U17, where he amassed over 20 appearances and scored a couple of goals. He featured prominently at the 2023 UEFA European Under-17 Championship, even scoring an early goal in a 4-1 win over the Netherlands. His all-action style and ability to compete against top youth players stood out in international tournaments. He was then selected for England's squad at the 2023 FIFA U17 World Cup, gaining invaluable experience against the world's best young talent. As he matured, Lewis Skelly made his England U18 debut in September 2023, and by September 2024, he was lining up for the U19 side. At each level, coaches praised his technical skill and leadership qualities. Consistent performances in training camps and youth friendlies led to frequent call-ups. He became known not just for his defensive solidity, but also for surging forward with the ball and setting up teammates, a sign of the central midfield influence in his game. Senior England debut and record. The ultimate recognition came in March 2025, when Lewis Skelly earned his first call-up to the England senior team for World Cup qualifying under manager Gareth Southgate. Selected at just 18, he started at left-back in the match against Albania. In the 20th minute, he scored a brilliant goal, a low left-footed drive into the corner, putting England ahead. He was named the man of the match for that debut performance. At 18 years and 176 days old, he became the youngest player ever to score on his England debut, breaking a record previously held by Marcus Rashford. This immediate impact showcased his readiness to compete on the biggest stage for both club and country. What makes Miles Lewis Skelly so special on the field? One of his hallmark traits is his comfort on the ball. Whether stationed as a holding midfielder or pushed up at left back, he is never frazzled when under pressure. He boasts an extremely high pass completion rate, often exceeding that of veteran defenders when he has possession. The young star relishes carrying the ball out of defense or midfield, gliding past opponents with powerful strides and excellent balance. His close control and precise dribbling allow him to navigate crowded midfield spaces effortlessly. Physically, Lewis Skelly is deceptively strong for his age. He has a robust frame and an almost uncanny timing in tackles. In the 2024-25 season, he won an exceptionally high percentage of ground duels. In fact, he ranked ahead of some of the league's most renowned defenders in duel success rate. He is not afraid to tussle with much bigger players, and his low center of gravity gives him excellent balance to stay on his feet. Opponents frequently draw fouls, trying to stop him because of his powerful dribbling, highlighting how hard he is to stop once in motion. Tactically, he is versatile and intelligent. His natural position is central midfield, where he can sit deep or roam forward, but Mikel Arteta has also deployed him as an inverted left back. In this role, Lewis Skelly drifts inside when Arsenal build up play, effectively creating a three-man midfield and allowing the wide players to stay high. This clever use of his ball-playing skill set gives Arsenal both stability and fluidity in possession. Opponents often find him hard to mark. He can overload the midfield, play quick 1-2s, or switch the play instantly with a crisp pass. Beyond technique, Lewis Skelly's temperament sets him apart. Coaches have remarked on his calmness and focus under pressure. Declan Rice, Arsenal's captain, famously said Lewis Skelly was like he was built in a lab for such composure at 18. Arteta calls him a special character who is already years ahead in mentality. He never seems rattled by mistakes. After a small slip on his debut against Liverpool's Mohamed Salah, he immediately corrected his positioning and played flawlessly in games that followed. Such maturity and focus are rare in players so young. Miles credits much of his development to the guidance around him. In the Arsenal dressing room, he quickly bonded with veterans like Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice. Saka, another Arsenal youth graduate turned superstar, shares advice and understanding of the club path. "We talk a lot," Lewis Skelly says, explaining how Saka's own journey from the academy helped him. Declan Rice, captain and role model, praises the youngster's professionalism, while other senior players quietly help him adapt to life in the senior squad. It also helps that Arsenal's culture under Arteta is famously demanding and supportive. Lewis Skelly often describes Arteta as holding him to the highest standards in training and matches. While Arteta is rigorous in coaching, he also trusts youth players, a balance that has accelerated Lewis Skelly's growth. He thrives under the belief that every training drill and tactical session is part of building his foundation. In his own words, "Everything I see on the pitch comes from training." This disciplined approach, along with his positive mindset, inspired by family support and practices like journaling, has resonated with the ethos of the club and prepared him mentally as well as physically. Looking ahead, all signs point to a very bright future for Miles Lewis Skelly. Arsenal fans see him as a homegrown hero in waiting, a symbol of the club's commitment to developing talent. His rapid rise from Haaland Academy to Premier League and international football in just a few years is a testament to his ability and attitude. Already nominated for Young Player Awards and recognized globally, he fits into a generation of dynamic English players powering the national team's ambitions. Technically and mentally, he has the traits to become a cornerstone of whichever team he plays for. Whether he settles into midfield or stays as a creative fullback, his influence on the game is clear. Every time he steps onto the pitch, he brings energy, intelligence, and leadership. In an era where modern fullbacks and midfielders must do so much, break lines, defend fiercely, pass smartly, Lewis Skelly checks every box. Senior players like Rice predict he can go to the top, and Arteta's faith suggests he already plays with the confidence of a seasoned professional. The story of Miles Lewis Skelly is still being written, but the early chapters are nothing short of remarkable. From a young boy braving cold mornings at the Arsenal training ground, to scoring on an England debut and locking horns with Europe's best, he has earned his spotlight. For football fans hungry for the next great talent, Lewis Skelly represents the perfect blend of inspiration and analysis. A player with sensational skills and an analytical mindset, poised to shape the future of English football for years to come. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our football updates. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think about this transfer story. Stay tuned, more big football stories are coming soon.